What up, YouTube? Evil can run, but it can't hide. It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Restarja with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes. Friday night just got live.
We are back, guys. Welcome to the Friday Funhouse. The Super Game Room Dudes are here, and after last week's episode, our lowest rated episode of the year, guys, we got to turn it up tonight. We got to turn it up, and the only way to get the viewers to come back is to give them the latest and greatest in Arcade 1-Up news, guys, and we have a breaking exclusive right now here. This information just came out. Nobody else has this. That's right, guys. It's time to find out what's up with Arcade 1-Up. All right, guys. Breaking news, latest update from Arcade 1-Up right here for you, right here. So apparently, in the Arcade 1-Up headquarters, the tumbleweeds. Oh, we thought the tumbleweeds were going to stop blowing, but then they continued on, Mike. The tumbleweeds continue to blow in the Arcade 1-Up office. When is that company going to wake up?
So it's interesting because there's several minds of thought on this. And if you want to find out what's really going on with Arcade 1-Up, you can call me on the Genie hotline. $7.99 for the first minute, $4.99 every additional minute. Tune in tonight for Genie Rumors.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Maybe turn up the gain a little bit on your mic. You sound a little soft. Is it just me, or does Mike sound far away?
Mike always sounds soft.
As opposed to Restarja actually being soft.
Yeah, that's right. P-Dubs is back, guys. Sorry I wasn't here last week. I had family stuff going on. We're 4 grown men with families, and sometimes we have obligations that take us away on a Friday night. It is impossible for all 4 of us to be here every single Friday of every year. It's just not going to happen. And the fact that I wasn't here last week, there were a lot of people that were concerned, Mike. Like, I was playing VR golf and I was being interrogated by people. They're like, why weren't you on the show? Why weren't you on the show? What's going on? It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, dude,
how do
I
you
had
have
family
time for
plans.
VR golf and you didn't have time for the show?
Because I got home.
That's a good question.
I got home after the show. Well, I got home right as the show was ending. I even teased you guys. I put a message in the live chat. If you stuck around to the end of last week's 9-hour broadcast, you'll see at the very end, P-Dub said, hey, I'm logging in. But I was only kidding. And then you guys turned off the show. But tonight, guys, once again, you're joined by P-Dubs Arcade Loft, Detroit Love. I just saw what you wrote there on your name. All right. Now we got Bad Blood.
A fact's a fact.
Now we got Bad Blood. And then we got Michael VR Gamey, or Michael VR Genie. Like, we got to find a way to say this. Michael VR Genie.
Michael V.
Michael V. R. I like it with the pause in between. There you go. Charlie Chuck says, if you missed the show, I would never do that to the guys. I would never do that to the guys. Even when P-Dubs retires, they're still going to have access to the StreamYard. All right.
Yeah, P-Dubs retire. That's going to happen.
Paul Minneman, too busy catching sharks. Yeah, man, I've been having a blast playing real VR fishing, but we'll talk about that a little bit later, I guess. Tonight, AtGames Space Shuttle Deluxe. Are you excited? And the crowd goes mild. Is Xbox dead? Quarter Arcade's first look, Ridge Racer 64, as well as wherever we go as you guys know, this broadcast goes off the whale. But in my opinion, the Super Game Room Dudes army that tunes in every week is not here for the topics. You guys tune in for the people, for the personalities, and especially for the banter. And I'm glad Nostalgia's back, because now Michael B can go back to picking fights with him instead of me, because it almost broke our friendship, Mike. Like, it almost broke our friendship.
It was bad. I almost made P-Dubs a murder.
Oh, man. Too funny, too funny. The only thing funnier than that, Michael B, is when you make a video using non-embargoed information, and a company says you break embargo. Yeah, I wonder how that happened.
That did happen.
Who's the tattletale, Mike? Who is putting their hand up PK's skirt, sending them messages saying Mike's breaking embargo and Mike never broke embargo? Who is it?
Well, it's probably Nostalgia.
Maybe. Guess we'll never know.
Nostalgia,
I'm under NDA. I can't tell you.
Nostalgia just rats on everybody and then goes Hakuna Matata.
Yep. We also have tonight episode
hold on,
part.
Hold on. What in God's name are you drinking tonight?
Who, me?
Yes. What is that? A little tiny carton of what?
It's none of your damn business.
No, show it.
A little carton of none of your damn.
Is it like some kind of weird moo millennial milk or something? What is it?
You know how he's always got something weird there. Like, people got coffee, people got booze. Nostalgia usually has buble, but tonight he's got some kind of carton drink. And I need to get to the bottom of what he's drinking. It's got to be some kind of weird supplement stuff.
What I will do is I will gradually and swiftly have a sip here and there throughout the show, and you're just gonna have to figure it out. I'm not gonna tell you. Figure it out, brother.
Oh, man, all these people saying they're here for the Bad Dudes talk. We might have to expel some members of our audience tonight. Bad Dudes fans. Oh, man. Bad Dudes aged like milk. Speaking of milk, Bad Dudes aged like milk. I'm sorry, guys. I know Bad Dudes and Double Dragon are classic arcade games, and like everyone feels they have to run around screaming that those games are good. But guys, in 2025, those games are not fucking good. There are so many great arcade beat-em-up games from the 80s and 90s that have actually stood the test of time and are worth playing again.
Like
I can't play Bad Dudes. I can't play Double Dragon.
Maybe you just got really bad tasting games. Like,
and there's wonky.
Always a possibility.
Thank you, Bo Knows Tecmo. Bad Dudes is ass. If you think Bad Dudes is ass, give me a 1 in the chat right now. Show your support for P-Dubs and screw these 3 hooligans on the panel. Right
okay,
here.
What about Prisoner of War? Do you like Prisoner of War?
But that's also a bad game.
Oh my God, something weird just happened. Oh my
Bad
God.
Dudes, bad game. Prisoner of War. Bad game.
Look at all the ones. Look at all the ones coming in, Mike. Look at all the ones.
Robotron, bad game. Hubert, bad game.
You can screw yourself there, Nostalgia, on that. I'll fight.
Yeah, but like, look at. I find people's nostalgia plays a big factor into this. If you have a lot of nostalgia for Bad Dudes, obviously you're really gonna like it. And if you have a lot of nostalgia for Double Dragon, obviously you're gonna like it. Like, Nostalgia doesn't have nostalgia for anything because he didn't live in this generation.
Games, Mike.
Yes, games on the N64.
That's Super Nintendo, actually.
Thank you what kind of asshole honestly puts Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis Lion King on an arcade and was like, I'm arcading?
We got to go over this every single week. I was getting frustrated with my ALU. Was getting all buggy, wasn't working properly. I finally unchained it, and I said, Mike, what game should I add? Mike said, don't add arcade games. Only add Super Nintendo and NES titles. That's what I did. Now he comes on the show. He chirps at me. I've got receipts, brother. I can bring the receipts.
Show him if you got receipts.
I'll bring him.
Nostalgia. Fox wants to know what you think about Aliens vs Predator, which, by the way, is 90 times better than Bad Dudes.
Yeah, AVP is one of the best beat 'em up games that has ever been released. Period.
I agree.
And this is mostly an age thing where nostalgia is like, I was in the 90s, late 90s. I went to an arcade.
Yeah. I had an asthma attack today, guys. Literally.
You have asthma too?
No, I don't have asthma, but you'll notice behind me, I turned on my Legends Pinball HD for the first time in a while. And before I turned it on, I blew the dust off of it, and I felt like I had an asthma attack, but it was good to fire it up and get that going again. I mean, it's so dirty under there. I have so much crap in my house. You know what's so funny is when these little bitch channels are going on their little live streams. These guys never play anything. They're fake gamers. They don't play anything. We're the best. We're the best because we play the same game every night for 3 hours a night because we have nothing better to do with our lives. You know, when these losers go make these streams and call it, guys, we play video games all the effing time. I don't know about you guys, but I play video games all the effing time. Right.
I only play what's popular in the moment. Right. Actually, like
the problem
whatever
is
the trend is.
The problem is our homes are filled with so much shit. We can't play everything all the time.
Well,
it's impossible.
They're just mad because they're fake YouTubers.
Failed
fake YouTubers.
Failed YouTubers. That's the big thing. Failed YouTubers that can't make any content for themselves. All their content is based on us because they got zero talent. Zero talent and also zero credibility. The hypocrisy knows no bounds. These are the same assholes that say, look at these guys. They're going to these conventions just for YouTube. They're just trying to become YouTube celebrities. These guys with no integrity are going to these conventions, abandoning their families, and they go to these conventions for the sole purpose of filming YouTube content. Yet, I myself went to 2 conventions in the last 12 months, and the only reason why I went was to film YouTube content. I didn't take my family with me, but these guys have abandoned theirs. They're terrible husbands and fathers. What a bunch of fucking idiots, in my opinion.
I get the feeling you're talking about me, P-Dubs.
Yes.
I feel like you're talking about somebody specific.
Like, seriously, who in their right mind falls for this shit? Guys, it is 2025. We've been hearing the same shit from the same group of like 4 people. There's like 4 people, bunch of fucking losers who don't know anything about what happens in people's lives, but they think they do. They think they do. They think everyone should listen. We are the saviors. We're saving you from making purchasing decisions. Guys, unlike other people, myself and the guys on this panel treat you with respect. We know you are all
can make your own adult decisions.
Yeah. We assume you are between the ages of 40 and 65 and you watch YouTube for information and entertainment. It is not our job to save you. It is our job to give you information and entertainment, and that we think you guys are actually smart enough to make your own decisions. Just because I like a product doesn't mean you have to go buy it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But these people think, Mike, I don't know if you realize this, you are brainwashing your audience, Mike. You are brainwashing them, all that stuff.
I didn't realize I had this kind of power on. Apparently, the Purple Man from Jessica Jones.
Yeah. And what's so funny is these guys, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like, they're so desperate. Like, what's this week's drama stream going to be about? What do we got? What's the big gotcha moment? What's the big gotcha moment for this week, guys? What's the big gotcha moment this week? Hey, guys, guess what? This week, we're going to bitch about Buy Stuff Arcades and say, Buy Stuff Arcades hasn't put up their other products for pre-order. It's a scam. The whole thing was a scam. The YouTubers were involved. It's a scam. They're all trying to screw you. Buy Stuff Arcades. And they could have just messaged the guys and said, hey, guys, when are you shipping those? When are the other products going up for order? And they would have said the same thing they've said publicly in Facebook and on YouTube. Once we finish shipping the big Super Sprint cabinets, we will then move on to the smaller products, the products for your AtGames mods, your Arcade 1-Up mods and all that. Guys, they're still building and shipping these big-ass Super Sprint cabinets. It's a team of like 5 dudes over there. Do you think these guys, this is not Arcade 1-Up. This is not a major business. You know what I mean? Like, and what's funny too is these guys shilling for Glenn's Retro Show. Imagine this, dudes. How quickly do you think Glenn's Retro Show and his people are going to build and ship their FU cabinets? Do you think they're going to build 1,000 in a day? I don't think so.
I don't
think so.
No idea. Did you take your meds today? Like, is everything okay?
I'm just saying, like, it's 2025. It's time that the home arcade community fights back against the stupidity and the lack of common sense that these bullshit channels throw on the internet, because they're grifters. They're just trying to get a click. If they were so true to their word, if they were so true to their of what they say, do you realize what they would do? There would be no monetization turned on their channel. Their videos would be monetization free. They wouldn't accept super chats. They would also call out their buddies who are the biggest frauds and scam artists in this community that they've been covering for years. And what cracks me up is they don't fucking do it. So all integrity is gone. Like, I can't take them seriously. I understand it's a fucking shtick. I understand that when people get on the internet, it's a fucking shtick and it's an act. And that's why I usually laugh about it. But like this week, I'm like, what a bunch of fucking idiots.
One of them doesn't monetize, and that's KevGrit. So that he doesn't monetize his channel. But he's one of the brainwashed people. He actually believes everything that's being said. So give him some integrity and credibility there, because he doesn't monetize his channel. Good for him.
Yeah. Guys, if we ever come on here and treat the audience like you're a bunch of idiots and not grown men who can make your own purchasing decisions, please let us know. Let us know, because, oh man, I feel bad for you guys and the way other people treat you guys like you're a bunch of invalids who have no idea what you're doing. You're like, the Michael B made a video. I guess I gotta buy it. Da, da, da.
You know what's funny though? They're not the only ones who feel that way. It seems like there's a I don't know, like a concept going around in the home arcade community that if you don't like something and someone makes a video on it, they're shilling. They're like, "Why are you making a video?" And I was like, "Well, because I cover the news. I cover everything."
Yeah. In all fairness, P-Dubs, I only attack you when it's incredibly convenient, and Nostalgia inconveniently. Well, I appreciate your dedication, Galga Guy 88. All right, Mike, now that we woke the audience up, it's time to put them to sleep. It's time for the highlight of the night, guys, where it's time to find out if AtGames has released the ultimate space-themed pinball game. All right, now I promise you guys, unlike the grifters and shills and frauds that work for AtGames, it is not going to take us 3.5 hours to talk about this particular video game. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I can't talk about it. I don't know if embargo's been lifted yet. I used open assets. Anyways, I found that funny this week. They were pretty cool about it, to be honest, all kidding aside. It was just a misunderstanding. So, yeah, Space Shuttle Deluxe came out on the 4K and the HD this past week. This is part of the big new partnership with Zachariah, Magic Pixel, and AtGames. We're seeing it on the Steam side as well. We covered Black Belt Deluxe last week. This week, we get Space Shuttle Deluxe. It's Zachariah, so like I noticed a lot of people online saying, "Oh, I don't like the ball physics. Feels like the ball's moving slow." And I was like, "Feels pretty Zachariah to me." I mean, that's usually how their balls move. So I think people were expecting a more Zen-like game that are making that comment. I really had a lot of fun. I thought they had cool concepts on this table. I really like the stall ball when you go around that upper loop and then trying to get it into the other loop. I like that you can score a lot of easy points by, spamming the hell out of the super spinner. I like the art. I like the music. I'm actually a pretty big fan of this one. Now, of course, it does suffer from some of the similar Zachariah problems, like right there where you can see the ball go down. You get an upper level that you can't really distinguish from the bottom level. Like they have a problem with depth on their tables when they do upper and lower levels, which kind of drives me nuts, but it is what it is. Otherwise, like I haven't figured out multi-ball on this. I don't know how multi-ball works, but everything else was really fun, man.
Yeah. I got to lay off the Brazil nuts, Mike. I think it was the Brazil nuts tonight.
No, you're like me. Like, there's only so much of this. You're like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with these guys? So, every now and then it's good and healthy to get it out.
All right, so taking a peek here, guys. We got Space Shuttle Deluxe. Michael B just gave us his dissertation. Nostalgia, Apparently, this game Zakaria released on Zakaria like PC and Steam and stuff a couple years ago. There's a few deluxe games. I think this is one of them that AtGames never got until now. It took a couple years, so AtGames just released this. So new for the AtGames platform, not new for the Zakaria platform, Magic Pixel platform. I have to say, when it was on, I have Zakaria on Steam, but really I don't own like all the games. You know, I own a few of the packs. Like I own a lot of the remakes. Like in my opinion, the remakes are like the best version of Zakaria. You know what I'm talking about, Mike? Like where they took the older games and they made them more like 80s, 90s style. You know what I'm talking about, guys? I forget what version. The remakes, right?
Yeah, you're 100% right. It's remakes. I don't really play those. Like I either want to play the 100% original one, the one that's the real table, or I'll play the deluxe ones. That's usually what I go for.
Now some of the deluxe ones are good, and then some of the deluxe ones are just incredibly boring. Now, in my own opinion, guys, I went ahead and I spent $7 on this, and after playing 2 games and playing it for about 10 minutes, I actually wish AtGames would offer a, you know, hey, it's been less than 30 minutes. Would you like a refund kind of thing now, especially if they're doing single game packs? Because I was not impressed, Mike. Maybe it's because I only played it twice. I think I scored like 48 million on the second game. So it wasn't a horrible score. It was like in the top 50, something like that. But still, it was just so slow to me and quiet. And kind of like you said, I think a lot of us want more faster Zen style activity. But Nostalgia, what'd you think about this one? Did you the footage you see here and what you've heard on this?
I like Zakaria games. I have not played this game, so I don't really know. I mean, it looks kind of simple, which I actually kind of like. I like simple pinball games. So I don't know. It looks okay. I'm glad that people on the AtGames platform can now play it, I guess. Or can they not? Is that what you guys were saying? It's
no, they can. Like, there's so much misinformation about this. Like I saw JJ mention, be nice if this was on HD devices. I was like, yeah, man, it's on the HD pinball. I guess he means the ALU and like the pucks and stuff because they haven't been updating those. Right. But yeah, it's on the HD pinball. I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that these games are coming back over to that platform. They're just like generic, fun pick up and play pinball games. So that's what they are to me.
Real quick, guys, this footage is coming to you from YouTube, courtesy of PD7. Make sure you guys check out his YouTube channel, PD7. Do not copyright claim us. We gave you your shout out now, but I thought PD7 captured a good camera angle here, so you can kind of see the depth of the playfield and stuff, and all that stuff, which is why we're using this one. Carl, I know you love virtual pinball, man. What are your thoughts on this table from what you've seen?
From what I can see, I mean, it's nothing exciting. But the thing is, everybody likes different things when it comes to pinball, right? So the great thing about having a AtGames pinball is that you're not stuck with maybe some tables you don't like, right? And so you have the ability to buy, and people complain about the prices, whether it's $7 or $10 or whatever, but it's whatever that price is cheaper than going out and buying a whole new pinball like you would have to do if you got tired of your what's the table you have there, the Venom, right? You know, if you got tired of one of those $10,000 tables, you're just stuck with it unless you're trying to sell it. But you know, the great thing about these software based pinball tables like AtGames, they give you the ability to buy some tables, so you can try some things out, and it doesn't cost you a whole lot. And maybe you can find something, because all it takes for a pinball table to be great is for you to have a handful of tables that you can just, you know, walk up to and enjoy playing, and you don't know until you play them. Yeah, it's a very difficult thing. Looking at this thing means absolutely nothing until you play it to be able to determine whether it's something you like.
I see a lot of people saying like it looks like a very bare table. Like, that's one of my big problems with the Zachariah tables. Usually there's some kind of barrier
Yeah.
there at the front of the table, and you don't get good ball movement or flow. I found that to be the opposite here, where it's open and it has kind of that fan layout. I was like, I'm in love with this. Like, the ball's moving around. I'm having a good time. I love the solar system. What is it? Mech up at the top that spins around. The only real problem I had with it, I had a ball get stuck and I had to tilt the machine to get the ball out. Other than that, I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, and it has the drain stopper pin, which I always appreciate with tables.
And sometimes it actually comes up. There's modes where it actually comes up and completely stops the draining, and it's easy to get into modes. Lots of cool things about this table. I think some people just don't like Zachariah. I mean, it's fair. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Right.
Oh, thank God you brought this up. MG gave me such a hard time because I refused to play mini golf because I was making this video. And he was like, I guess Speed-Ups didn't like your video, Michael.
Here it is right here. So now we get a nice little top-down view of the playfield. And the reason why I brought this up is, like Mike was saying, is that unlike some of the other Zakaria Deluxe games, they didn't crowd the whole very bottom of the playfield near the slingshots, near the flippers, with stuff, which they tend to do, which makes the games harder to shoot, right? With it being more open, you're able to take your time, line up your shots, catch the ball, paddle the ball back and forth, and aim for whatever ramp or target you're going for, and not stress about, oh my God, I got 6 drop targets 3 inches away from the flippers, right? So I actually prefer this style. I agree with Mike, and some people may disagree. They might like having all that clutter at the bottom of the playfield, but I like this style more. I like the bottom to be a little more open. That way I can take my shots in a less stressful environment. There you go.
Yeah, and these tables definitely, the balls stay in play much longer than a recreation of a real pinball. Again, real pinball was designed to take your money. These tables are designed for you to enjoy pinball. And so you pick your poison on what you want to play, but you're going to get more play time with these tables than you would, real pinball tables.
That's an excellent point. One thing about Magic Pixel, Zakaria, the physics and the way they design their games, they design your games to go for a while, especially the deluxe tables. There are plenty of times I've played like Deluxe Spooky or Deluxe Red Show or whatever that's called. And dude, it's like a 30-minute game. And that sometimes happens too with like the natural history games, Dr. Seuss games. Like Carl said, like if you just want to make shots and keep going and try and get that high score, I guess that works for that's their style, right? That's their style. Whereas like when Zen Studios remakes that Williams table that you loved growing up, those are ball drainers. Those are like, dude, 3 minutes, you're done. Unless you're skilled at the game and you know what you're doing and you can get it to go longer, right? So I think that Detroit Love, that was probably an amazing point. Did you know
Nostalgia is also a ball drainer?
Oh boy,
it begins again. Sorry guys, if Nostalgia looks a little nervous, kind of sweating, not really paying attention to the broadcast tonight, he's working on his taxes right now during the show, guys. So he's a little, he's a little,
I'm preoccupied.
He's a little nervous about his taxes.
I got it. I'll set my stuff down. I got it. Okay, pay attention.
There you go. Pay attention to the show. All right, good stuff. So that's enough for AtGames. It's $7. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. We know you're grown adults that can make your own decision, but those are our opinions.
No, you're not. You must buy it. I insist you buy it. If you don't buy it, you're doing me a personal disservice.
Oh God!
And
these things about people again.
To say that,
Mike, I think you have though done one thing to influence our viewership. You have made us all a little more immature.
That's true. That's my whole goal. Is for people not to take life so fucking seriously.
Home arcade, it ain't all that serious, bro.
It's video games.
These are toys. These are toy products and video games, and the conspiracy theories and the tin hat commentary is just after 3 years of it now, it's laughable at best. You know what I mean? Like you're like, what? I didn't even know that. Guys, did you know I was doing that? I had no idea I was doing that.
Yeah.
But apparently they got cameras and microphones in my house, and they know everything that happens in here, guys. You know, it's pretty crazy.
Now,
All right.
Now, before you guys move on to the next topic, I do, because we were talking about beat 'em ups and how they didn't age well. I came across this beat 'em up I had never heard of before, and it actually was a lot of fun, called Ninja Baseball Batman.
Oh, Ninja Baseball Batman.
Yeah.
Way better than Bad Dudes.
Yeah.
Way
Oh my
better
God.
than Bad Dudes.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun. I was really surprised by
Yeah.
the game. It was actually pretty fun to play.
So much better than Bad Dudes. Yeah.
And it's Bat Spaceman.
Oh, I thought you were going to pull up a video of it. And
Oh,
show.
no,
I mean,
no.
everyone
No,
here, guys, do you know what Ninja Baseball Batman is?
They have Google. They have Google and YouTube. They can look it up there.
Yeah.
Carl's like,
So, Carl,
Google it.
Since we're talking about beat 'em ups, don't you have a new segment where you might want to talk about something that is related to a beat 'em up game?
I do. I do.
This is great. It's like Bad Dudes, but fun.
Right. And more colorful.
Carl, you want me to play it?
Sure.
All right, guys. This is this week's, what is it called? Your new
You
segment?
on the web.
You on the web, a spotlight on the incredible creativity and contribution from our amazing community.
Well, someone's community, not really Super Game Room dudes, but whatever.
Let's do it. I guess I should create like some kind of intro for this segment. But here we go. Oh.
You blew it. You on the.
All right, go ahead. I had to unmute it.
Tonight's You on the Web Spotlight features Will Henderson, aka The Godsend on YouTube, and his incredible Big Black Punisher Arcade 1-Up mod. Standing an impressive 71 inches tall, this custom-built masterpiece blends an Arcade 1-Up Big Blue shell with a Marvel superhero PCB, delivering the ultimate Punisher gaming experience. It boasts a 19-inch VOE monitor, a reverse printed marquee with extra LED lighting, and a fully customized 2-player control panel featuring the Punisher branded artwork, IL joysticks, and concave half buttons. The cab sleek matte finished side art, custom black kick plate, and black melamine edge banding, and faux coin door with LED coin start buttons complete the premium look. It also includes a riser for better height. This isn't just a mod, it is a high-end arcade powerhouse. And Will, you have certainly set the bar high, and we salute you as this week's You on the Web Spotlight.
Very, very, very cool. What'd you guys think of that? That was a hell of a Punisher mod. Probably one of the best ones I've seen, because people have been making Punisher cabs since like what, 2018, 2019 in this community. Back when the old shark fin arcade 1-ups were out, the original Gen 1, people were turning them into Punishers. But now with the changes in cabinet designs and stuff, like this was kind of like a big blue that got converted, right?
Blue.
And he had G.I. Joel's inline riser, right? To make it bigger, which by the way, guys, if you want to get that, go to G.I. Joel website. Someone linked that riser, and that made it even taller and stuff. Paul did say in the chat, hey, it's a little skinny. Yeah, I mean the big blues were kind of skinny. Cat, remember we called them skinny ice scrapers. Yeah. But honestly, I think it looks pretty freaking cool. I think he did a great job.
B Kirby, super big super chat. Thank you very much, brother. We're not letting them bother us. We're striking back.
At this point, now here's the funny thing. When it came to like these drama channels, right? Like let's think about this, guys. Some of these drama channels back in like 2020 to 2020, about 2023, a lot of these drama channels were just normal people in this community, right? And then something happened.
Loving, caring people.
Yeah, loving, caring people, friendly with everybody, putting on positive energy and content for the community,
Game shows and everything.
yeah, and then something happened that, burned a hole in their ass. Maybe they ate too much spicy food where all of a sudden they're like, okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna insult and make fun of everybody and just grift off everyone else because if I don't put someone else's name or picture in my thumbnail, people aren't gonna click on my video, right? And then you turn around and they did that, like Mike, they what cracks me up about drama YouTubers is they'll go back and so in 2023, they do this over like 100 videos about Michael B. And then they go around and say, these guys are obsessed with me. They're obsessed with everything I do. But we're not the ones making 100 videos about somebody else who's obsessed. Again, the hypocrisy. And then what cracks me up more then is, and then in like 2024, they're like, oh, geez, oh man, all these YouTubers are leaving and then the companies are going out of business and, oh man, now they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. Now keep in mind, like in 2023 and stuff, like we always took the high road. Like whenever these people would make videos about us, we did what YouTubers are supposed to do. So it makes a video about you criticizing you. Hey man, technically they have a right to their opinion. They absolutely do. And we just let them have their opinion and not care, right? Not say anything, right? And then in 2024, like you did what you're supposed to do on YouTube. Like if someone goes at you, just ignore them, right? And then 2024, it just keeps going and going and going and going. And then it goes beyond YouTube. Now it's text messages, DMs on Discord. It's getting insane. The whatever campaign you want to call it that they're doing, right? So in 2024, we're like, okay, well, we're not going to do what they do and make a shit ton of videos about it. But what we'll do is when they accuse us of doing something stupid or malicious, we'll just make fun of it because, but that's it. Just that one little thing, right? Just that one little thing. But I think, guys, in 2025, it's time for the home arcade community that if these guys are going to make this content and still 2.5 years later, maybe we should make the same content about them.
No,
because the hypocrisy knows no bounds.
The hypocrisy is the hard part because you're just like, God. Get the fuck out of here. You're gonna make multiple videos and accusations about YouTubers buying subs or buying views, but yet one of your buddies does it and nobody bats an eye. Everything's fine.
One? Well, only one?
We're not sure.
Maybe we should.
We're sure.
One thing I've told all you guys, and the audience knows this, is I could do their shtick better.
P-Dubs would be a really, really good drama channel.
If I became a drama channel, because unlike these guys, they do drama, but they still have filters. With me, there would be zero filter. Keep that in mind, boys. Zero filter. And do you really want me to air all your dirty laundry on the internet? According to Mike, I got files.
He does. He's crazy. Now, me at the same time, I'm not going to make videos about other people or do any of that stuff. I'm just going to wait to see them in person and see if they have half the courage that they have being keyboard warriors face to face.
It's just.
No, I'll have to be honest. I did buy a sub the other day, and it was pretty expensive. I was like, man, I'm not going to Firehouse.
Would you get cold cut trio?
Oh no, you went to Firehouse.
Firehouse, man. Firehouse is expensive subs. They only give you. I don't even think it's a 6-inch sub either. It's like a quarter. It's quarter scale subs.
So I think we gave Mr. Kirby here his $20 worth for that comment. We appreciate it, guys. And guys, if you want us to clap back, give us a 1. If you want us to continue taking the high road and just ignore and make fun of these idiots, give us a 0 in the chat. Let us know.
I still don't know who you guys are talking about.
Dexter.
Oh, that serial killer? Yeah. Stay away from douchebags like that.
Probably the greatest Joe Pesci quote of all time. Mike and me say to each other all time.
Okay. Yeah. So anyways, we got other fun things to talk about and not, community douchebags of the week. So let's move on.
Let's do that. Let's do a douchebag of the week segment.
It'll just be the same guy every week. Anyways, let's talk about what's going on with Xbox next, because I'm super, super interested in this. Xbox, we've known for a while, they bought up all these studios, and like they said, games like Indiana Jones wasn't going to be exclusive, Modern Warfare, Elder Scrolls isn't going to be exclusive. But one thing they've always held close to their chest was their actual games. Now, technically, they've been on Steam, so it's not that big a deal. But it seems like such a big deal now that Forza Horizon 5 is officially announced for the PlayStation 5. Like, Nostalgia, you were a big Forza guy. You built that arcade and everything. I mean, what do you think of this? Like, it feels sacrilegious. It's like Halo on the PlayStation 5. Something's wrong here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it puts me in this weird position because I like the Xbox.
I love Xbox.
I really do like the Xbox. I think they've got the best controller. It's the most comfortable to me. I could be wrong, but I'm not. And honestly, it makes me feel like I'm not going to buy any more games on Xbox. There's no
Mike,
reason.
do you have any like web articles or anything to share on the screen for people? Because
I can get one. Really quickly, read Gallagher guy's super chat because
all right, while you're pulling that up, I will stall for time.
Gallagher guy 88. Thanks for the $5 super chat. It says, loved when they attacked me for buying a Vulix after years of telling their audience for years to buy real arcades or multicades.
It's like
The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy.
It's like 19K Fox buys arcades. They're like, see, he doesn't even like Arcade 1-Up. Look at this douchebag getting into real arcades now. Wait a minute. You told us to get real arcades.
Right.
You told us they were better.
It's one of those where their channel has it's called the go against the grain content, like what they're doing, and it's so stupid. It's like, okay, if everybody else likes something, we need to be the ones to shit on it just as a shtick. And what's funny too is like Rex will tell you behind the scenes. He's told people in person.
Dex.
It's all a shtick. Like guys, if you actually think he hates these companies and all this stuff, it's all a shtick. He's literally doing what he's doing for attention and to get clicks and to get your YouTube ad revenue and your super chats and all that kinds of stuff. The same stuff that other people get accused of. Like the hypocrisy knows no bounds. And sure enough, he's got a few grunts in his chat who, you know, whether they're alt accounts of his or one of his friends to try and hype and psych people up. You know, sometimes people will follow blindly. Stuff like that, but we know you guys are smarter than that because guess what? I make videos, I say a product is bad, you guys come into my comments section and say, no, P-Dubs, the product's good. I make videos or news and say this product sucks, and you guys opposite of that, and I'll say, hey, I think this product looks cool, and you guys come into my comments in my videos or my live streams and you guys like, no, P-Dubs, it looks cool. Like, you know, I actually let people think for themselves.
James,
very funny, James.
That right, James.
$5 super chat.
James,
Thank you, brother.
James,
Said, I just think people should buy whatever they like and live life with no regrets.
That's not what that means. Kevgret is the feeling you get after being a stooge for 5 years.
Yeah. All right, James, you had a typo there. You might want to fix that and resend it.
720 Eric, thanks for the $10 super chat. Long time watcher, first time super chat. Retired today at 51 from one of the most stressful jobs you can ever have. Love you guys. Thanks for the great shows.
Thanks, Eric. Congratulations on your retirement, brother.
Yeah.
Congratulations, dude.
It's so funny. So Skynet here goes, hold on, I'm going to share this. And guys, we'll get back to the show.
Isn't this what the show's supposed to be about?
No, it's in every community hobby now. YouTube fame creates a cottage industry for D-bags. So for instance, guys, I just noticed like the Evercade community. The Evercade community used to be this super fun, positive, happy, European mostly community. And now, because it's grown, what's happened? Now there's douchebags entering the community who are only there just to shit on the products in the company, right? Like they have no other reason to be there. And what's funny is whenever people give Mike a hard time, I love it when Mike will send them an email. And Mike, what do you send them?
Oh, I send them an email from a website called eatabagadicks.com.
And they send them a bag of dicks. Oh, that's the best. Oh, Mike. Oh, it's too funny.
Like, I don't care, man. Like, fuck, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. If you're stupid enough to believe what the truth is from somebody else who's completely being fake, I don't need you. Go somewhere else and watch something else.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much for that $10, Eric. We read that
That
off,
is a
right?
nice looking car there.
Yeah, so really quickly, here's the official from the Forza website wish list today. Forza Horizon 5 coming to PS5. And I sent you guys an article from Stealth 40K on Twitter earlier. There's other Xbox game series that are coming to the PS5 as well. We're looking at Fable, Killer Instinct, which has been exclusive for a while now, that new Killer Instinct fighter. So I think they're just opening things up. C. Marble had a lot of really great comments there. There's different minds of thinking about this. For old school people, we see this as kind of what happened with the Dreamcast. Like, that's your first take on this, thinking back to classic consoles. After the Dreamcast kind of was a bomb, kind of the way the Xbox Series X and One was for Xbox the last 2 generations, it feels very reminiscent of the Saturn and then the Dreamcast. And then all of a sudden, Sega started making games for the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and even the GameCube. So this feels like this, but I don't think it's exactly this. It's easy to say Xbox is dead, but we're in a very different time, because while this is coming out for the PS5, it's been on Steam for years, and both Xbox and PlayStation have already started making games, their first-party games, available for Steam on PC. So I think this is more a transition into the digital age, where Xbox is probably still going to make hardware, but they're opening up. Like, if you look at their ads they've been doing for the last year, Xbox isn't a console anymore. Xbox is a concept. It's all about their cloud gaming. It's all about the Game Pass subscriptions, trying to get as much revenue from their games as possible by putting them everywhere. I think the traditional mindset about a console probably is going to change in a lot of years. Like, most of the next consoles, I guarantee you, PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox, if it still comes out, they're not going to have disk drives. They're going to be, download only. The whole game industry is changing, and I think this is just a sign of that.
Nostalgia, what are your thoughts here on this? I would love to hear your opinion, because you actually are the chief intelligence officer over at Microsoft, so you should know and give us some
I do.
exclusive.
So unfortunately, I'm under NDA, guys. So I
damn
can't
it.
actually
Damn
share
it.
anything.
Damn it.
No, but my position on this is, as I was saying earlier before I was so rudely interrupted by Mike, I really like the Xbox. I really do like the Xbox. I prefer to play games if they're available on PS5 and Xbox. I'll pick the Xbox version. But I genuinely believe that Xbox, the way that we know Xbox and the way that we've known Xbox today, is dead. And I think that moving forward, you're going to see things like many of their games, most of their games are going to be moving over to multi-platform. And then you say maybe there's more hardware, Mike. I don't know if Xbox is going to do that. They might, but I think what they're going to refocus on is agreements. Maybe they'll become strictly a digital app, and you can then download the Xbox app on the PlayStation Network. And I don't know. I think Xbox lost the fight. They've been losing the fight since the 360. And even that, I'm not even sure that the Xbox 360 was winning against the PS3.
Yeah,
So
it's hard to say. Their PS3 started slow, but then came on really strong towards the end.
They did massive numbers towards the end. So I think they've been racing and losing continuously generation after generation, and they invest a ton of money. Like, a game like this is really expensive to make,
and it's really good too. Like, I fucking love Forza Horizon.
So you push this out, and they also put it on Game Pass, which I think, I mean, I get it because they want to add value to Game Pass, but then it devalues the game and they make less revenue off of it, because I don't think that this game in particular was like a Game Pass seller. Like, maybe for some, but I don't think it was enough to like really push people into the subscription service. So what they're doing now, I think, is just trying to make as much money off of these development projects as they can. And I think moving forward, the future of Xbox is going to be wildly different.
You know what's crazy, though? I mean, Microsoft shouldn't have lost. They had the most money. They put forward the most effort. They went out and bought almost every studio. I mean, they bought Call of Duty. They bought Bethesda. Like, how many other companies they bought? Like, they basically had the market cornered. And if they made these exclusive, people would have had to buy Xbox. Like, if they made Call of Duty exclusive, Xbox would probably be the leading console in the world right now. I think this is bad management.
It could be. I also think that it would be bad press for them to buy something like Call of Duty, when I think the majority of Call of Duty players are PS5 or PlayStation players, right?
Fuck
So-
them. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Like sometimes you got to be, sometimes you got to be like that. Sometimes you have to be difficult. Nintendo is still widely regaled. Like everybody's like, oh, Nintendo, they're the best company ever. If you ever looked at their history and what they did with retailers and blocking consoles like TurboGrafx 16 and Sega from getting into retailers back in the day until it was viewed as monopolistic activities and they had to stop. Nintendo were completely like strongholding it. I mean, I know there might have been some negativity coming from PlayStation fans, but at the end of the day, they still would have bought the Xbox because they want to play Call of Duty.
At the end of the day, is all about
More money.
More
Yeah.
money, more money, more money.
There you go.
right. I mean, we've said for years that manufacturers lose money to make hardware, right? Because the money's in the software. And so if Microsoft can make money by selling these games on different platforms, that's more money for them. So I don't think it's a loss for Microsoft to make that available. I don't think it's a slap on Microsoft or the Xbox platform at all to make that available. It's about more money. It's about not getting past the restrictions of the hardware, so that, I mean, like you said, it's a new world. People they don't buy hard media. They download these things. So the more places that they can download these things, the more money these guys can make. So I think that's where the bottom line is with Microsoft, and it makes sense.
I'm seeing a lot of comments, actually, mostly from Paul, saying that Steam is the biggest threat to these companies.
Yeah.
I don't know that I agree with that. Not because Steam isn't wildly dangerous as it pertains to gaming content and accessibility for people to buy and download and play whatever games they want to play. But you're talking about, like, this is the classic argument of like PC master race versus console, right? The people who are buying a PS5 are still interested in buying a gaming console. So Steam is not going to impact their buying decisions. They're going to buy their gaming console and they're going to buy the games for that console as they're released. People who are on PC, who are gaming on PC, yeah, absolutely. Maybe they're going to be swung by Steam and say, I can play all these games on my PC instead of my Xbox. But realistically, buying a PS5 is a substantially cheaper way for a gamer to get into gaming than buying a really good gaming PC that's going to run all your games in 4K and whatever else.
Oh yeah, like if you take a look at the prices on like the 5090s that came out, like how much they sell them for in Canada, like the actual graphics card alone is like 4 times the price of a console.
Yeah, but you don't need a 5090. Like you could do, like their 5070s are as powerful as their 4090s.
4090s, yeah, I know. That's what I'm looking at getting. Like I've got a 4070 and it's still a little underpowered to play some games, and I'm not even running 4K. I'm running the half of that. That's the screen I have, the 2560.
Right.
And the reality is, no matter how powerful of a PC you have, there's just sometimes that your PC is just not going to be available to play games, right? Because you can do so many other things on this thing. So that's why the platforms will never go away, because those are dedicated machines that's away from your PC. And again, many people who have PC gaming have PlayStations, have Xboxes in addition to those, because you can't tie your computer on.
Yeah, but Carl, not everybody's computer is like your computer. Like I can play games because I'm not running porn 24/7 like you.
Well, Xbox can play porn as well. So what's the problem?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, there's also an argument to say like these handheld streaming devices are like, well, you could get a gaming PC and then you could take your handheld and do whatever you want. But then you're talking about streaming games versus playing them natively. So it's a different market. The people who are interested in a gaming PC and a Steam Deck is not the same individual who's like, I'm going to buy a PS5 and every single game I'm going to buy for the PS5 and play it at home.
I love my
Steam.
different use. I love my Steam Deck, but let's call a spade here. Some games look like shit. Like you're buying brand new games. They're running at 720p, and there's many concessions. Like, let's be honest.
If we can still be honest, Michael, it's not porn, it's art. Okay.
That's what I say too. My wife walks into the room and she's like, "Oh my God, is that guy really doing that to her?" And I'm like, "Hold on, honey, this is art."
Yes, it's art.
Mike's like,
Oh my God.
I watch it for the story.
I do watch it for the story. If there's no story, I don't enjoy it anymore. I just can't see two attractive people banging. I need some kind of really messed up story to explain it.
They were stepbrother and stepsister, but they got divorced. The parents got divorced. So, it's crazy. Oh, Mike, you're a bad
You
man.
animal.
You're a bad man. All right. Keep going. I almost got the next. I'm working on something here for you guys. So keep
You're
going.
working on something? Okay. Well, we had some quarter arcades first looks this week. A game that
That's what I'm working on.
P-Dubs is shit all over. Of course, we've got first look at Lunar Lander, and we've also got Bad Dudes coming out. These are two very interesting ones. But before we get to that, because P-Dubs is apparently still working on it, in other quarter arcades news, Burger Time shipped this week. So that's exciting. I've seen some people already pick them up. Anybody in the chat, throw a 1 up if you ordered a Burger Time from quarter arcades.
And a 2 if you already have it.
Carl, you got yours already?
I do not have it. I want to know if anyone has it.
That gorgeous.
Burger Time, and these are those accessories which you guys can buy on their websites for your little arcade dollhouses, if that's what you're looking on doing. And taking a look right here, I like this photo. This photo was on their Facebook page right here, so this is a nice photo. But yeah, look at that, man. So yeah, Burger Times are shipping out. Are you even bad enough to play Bad Dudes?
Oh, I'm bad enough. I'm the kind of person that would say something online and then say it to your face.
Yep. All right. So basically, Numbskull also gave us reveals this week of what the prototypes of Lunar Lander and Bad Dudes look like. Let's start with the good one. Let's start with Lunar Lander.
Oh, you're Lunar Lander is a generational game. Bad Dudes is bad.
So, and keep in mind too, I don't buy every single one of these mini arcades that come out, right? Like, but when it comes to these two, I think out of the two, I'm going to pre-order Lunar Lander. I think they just did a great job here. And even if it's unplayable, which I'm hoping it's playable, it's still going to be a beautiful little thing to sit on my shelf. So they got the volcano buttons. And I love the thruster, right? Like the fact that they got the thruster right here.
Why wouldn't it be playable?
Well, you know how some people are like, oh my God, you can't play these games on these little tiny machines, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
The same people who play games on their phone?
Yeah, the same people. look at Detroit Love spewing the knowledge tonight. Spewing the knowledge. But take a look, Mike. They actually did it. They did the thruster. And I just think that's really cool. I want to see how that works.
It's one of the things I really like about these home arcade recreations, because everybody's like, just buy a multicade. And in some instances, they're 100% right. You can have a really good experience playing these at home on a multicade. But it's when you have special arcades like this with some kind of special mechanic, like the thruster, that a recreation is so important. It's like you can play Dragon's Lair on a on a multicade, but like to actually have that digital scoreboard ahead, like on top of it, makes all the difference in the world. Same with Tron actually having a spinner and a flight stick, Star Wars actually having the yoke. This is the cool kind of stuff you love to see, like that kind of innovation and, accurate, I don't know what the right term is, accurate recreation.
Yeah, I like this too. I agree with P-Dubs. Playing with that thruster will be a blast, and it looks incredible. I mean, look at it. The thruster takes up about half the control panel here on these quarter arcades, right? So the only hard part might be hitting the volcano buttons, right? Like with your finger, like, you know what I mean? But I don't care. I don't care. But it's going to be in my house, guys.
What they look like, because, it's art.
Yeah. But here it is right here in all its glory. Looks super cool, right? I mean, we've seen Lunar Lander for years, luckily be one of the Atari games that has been licensed out, and Arcade 1-Up has released it on their machines, right?
Yep.
and
Except my
AtGames
version.
as well. AtGames had Lunar Lander too, didn't they?
They did. They did.
Yeah, they did. So, but you weren't playing with the thruster, which makes it that much better.
Is this the first
original
quarter?
Atari had Lunar Lander, but they took it away from the Tempest.
Yeah. So is this the first Quarter Arcade's Atari machine? Because I know New Wave Toys have done a number of Atari products, but I think this is the first time Quarter Arcades have done an Atari branded product.
I think so. I can't think of another one. Correct us if we're wrong in the chat, guys. Good luck making a successful landing on that. Hey, it's all about the challenge, Brooklyn. But take a look. Here's the two machines side by side.
The side art on
look
Lunar
pretty
Lander
sweet.
is beautiful. Yeah.
Isn't that great? I mean, I just think this is really cool side art. Like, I love it.
Look at that side art on Bad Dudes.
Isn't the Space Invaders Atari?
No, Space Invaders is
Taito.
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 Potato.
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 It's desk shit, IEN. It's for display only, and you occasionally play it.
Yeah, it's
a collectible. That's
it's
what
mostly
these are.
collectible.
These are collectibles. That's the way I've always looked at it. Like anyone who is crazy enough to play quarter arcades or numbskull products for extended periods of times consistently. Like you take down that little arcade machine and you play it a few times a week because you love it so much. My hat's off to you, man. You do what you do. You do what you love. But for me, I've always been honest with the audience. These are collectibles. These are art pieces. And
Well,
they
these are the
they look
same
great.
people. These are the same people that get pissed off because people buy toys and keep them in the packaging. They're like, they didn't even play with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that like saying
And those are the
"Why would
same
somebody
guys.
buy this car because you can't drive it?
Yeah.
You can't even get in it.
Well,
You
let's
don't
get
even
it.
take gas. Why would you? Why would you do that?
All right, so let's go here. So that was the only one we're showing, right, Mike? We don't need to show the other one.
No, the other one,
Or,
please.
the other one. All right, hang on.
Look at 19K Fox. 19K Fox, hell of a man. He'll
Bad
say what he-
dudes. Maybe my moderators block. Oh, he is a mod. Shit. All right, there you go. All right, let's take a look here, guys. So they're also doing Bad Dudes, which, and I said this, I think I made a video earlier in the week talking about when they showed these photos. Personally, like I always tell you guys, I think Bad Dudes hasn't aged well. And another game that's kind of crappy is Ghostbusters, which they're going to be making soon. There's going to be a Ghostbusters, right? Ghostbusters, the arcade game, is a terrible game. But I expect it to outsell these two machines.
Because it's Ghostbusters.
Because it's Ghostbusters.
It's an IP play.
Right. Now, RoboCop is a good arcade game, but it's very difficult, right? Carl, you remember when we did our RoboCop challenge all those years ago? Mm-hmm. RoboCop is rage-inducing if you're not an expert at RoboCop, but it's still a decent arcade game. RoboCop and Ghostbusters, when Numbskull released those are going to sell like hotcakes just because of the Hollywood IP, right? Y'all going to go buy them. I know I am. But despite what I was saying about Bad Dudes being a bad game, I still think this little quarter arcade looks beautiful. Like I said earlier this week on my channel. Like, doesn't it look really cool, Mike? Considering it's Bad Dudes.
They did an awesome job recreating the original arcade. I love the fact that they didn't fuck around with the side artwork. They just put the little sticker there. I know people are going to bitch and moan.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
Taking shots at iconic arcade again, Mike. You can't go one episode without taking shots at iconic arcade.
So anyways, what I really like about this, where the Data East cabs are so unique, is this circle marquee they have in the front. I think that is just so cool. It's going to be nice to see that in person. Of course, the bezel looks great. They've done something new with the screen as well. I talked to Darren a little bit, and he's like, man, there's something different about the screens. So I'm excited to check these out when they come out. I love the waterfall deck they've put on there. It's a good-looking arcade, and it's Bad Dudes is iconic. Whether you think it hasn't aged well, I'm sorry, but arcade games from the 80s don't need to stand up against modern 2025 games. I mean, if it's fun, it's fun.
But here's the funny thing, Mike, is there's so many arcade beat 'em ups that are made around the Double Dragon Bad Dudes era that, in my opinion, are still fun to play today. You know what I mean? Like, these games are really like, oh my God, you just feel like, I feel like with the characters in Bad Dudes and Double Dragon, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I feel like when you're playing the games, and I understand that back then they were probably like, oh my God, this is incredible. It's an arcade game and they're putting their quarters in and they're having fun because that's what they had. But it really feels like the characters have their feet in a bucket of manure and they're trying to move around. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not as smooth and as fun as, you know, some of the other games, some of the other beat 'em ups that came out, the Ninja Turtles, the Final Fights. You know what I mean? Like I can still fire those games up today and enjoy them, even though they're so old. You know what I mean? Versus Bad Dudes and Double Dragon. I'm sitting there like, oh. You know what I mean?
Different strokes for different folks. I agree
just
with you on
opinions.
those other games. Yeah.
It's just opinions. At least we're honest. At least we're honest, guys. Jesus Christ. But yeah, still a beautiful little quarter arcade they've designed here, you know.
Do you like the sewer grate right here with the Data East logo and then the water coming out that goes? I love that. So many cool little touches on this.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Quick, people in the live chat, who's this guy right here? Come on. Whoever answers it first will get a prize. Come on.
Is that Batman? It's Batman.
Come on.
It's
Mike,
close.
Mike, you know who it is.
Yeah, he's got his own game on
Yeah.
the NES.
Let's see. Whoever types it
Batman.
first in the live chat will get a prize.
Jason.
Whoever types first. Jason got it?
Yeah.
Okay, Jason, your prize is Nostalgia is going to look deep into your eyes and tell you the value of Bad Dudes. Nostalgia, go!
I can't lie to you, buddy. I can't lie to you. Unfortunately, they're
Deep in his eyes, Nostalgia. Deep, deep in his eyes.
Oh, I'm here, baby. I'm here.
This is
here
the
for
first
you.
time Nostalgia's ever been deep in anybody.
I don't know what to tell you about the value of this of the game itself. There's not a whole lot of value in what you're seeing there. It's actually a pretty sweet addition to your home arcade collection. So if you are a collector of that scale arcade, then grab it because it kind of looks sweet. Just don't spend any time playing it. Otherwise, you'll regret your purchasing decision.
All right. Next time you do it, can you make it a little sexier, a little spicier? Because I feel like you're talking to your cousin, not to this guy.
You got to take me out for dinner before I start talking sexy to you.
Buy me dinner first.
I think it just shows that Nostalgia and P-Dubs aren't bad enough dudes to enjoy this game.
Oh, there you go, Mike. Hey, I'll tell you what, though. Despite how I personally feel about Bad Dudes, I played it with you, Mike. I'll play Bad Dudes with you any day of the week. You say P-Dubs, let's play Bad Dudes.
Yeah, but then we got to
online.
get Arcade Net again.
Oh, God. Please. We'll play Bad Dudes anywhere but on Arcade Net. B. Kirby threw us $2 tip. Is this OnlyFans? Nostalgia, you could tell that your promo wasn't sexy enough because we only made $2 off of it.
That's okay. I'll take it.
Right here. Detroit Love, what do you think about this thing, man? Right here, take a look at this photo. This is a good shot, actually.
The Bad Dudes. I've never really been a fan of Bad
Yes!
Dudes. It just was a very difficult game for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, those little spikes that you step on, you know, it's like, I never, on top of the train. It was just a game I would have never put a quarter in. If I walked up and somebody had left a quarter in there or one was down in the coin return, you know, I might play it. But I've obviously played it over the years, but not on purpose.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Oh, Bo! Holy cow, Bo! Bo, that was a little deep. There you go. Right here. All right, there you guys go. So these are coming soon. They didn't announce actual pre-sale dates. Oh wait, we got another good picture right here. I don't know if we should.
Yeah, so the reason they do this, as explained to me, Quarter Arcades is a very fan base involved company. So they always send these early images out to let the fans catch something because they're like, these are the early first look prototypes. let me know if there's something wrong with it. And a lot of times they do get that feedback and it actually improves the cabs. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great feature. These are way off. They're not coming anytime soon, but they're out there
Yeah.
early enough for people to catch things and then, let them know if things need to be changed. Like different things like, oh, the lighting in the marquee is off. You need a more, soft yellow light or soft white light. So that's the kind of stuff they do. I like that.
Yeah. I like it when these, I mean, keep in mind, these are small home arcade companies that appeal
Desk
to
shit,
the
shelf shit.
niche audience us. And I actually like it when they go to their communities and say, hey, here's what we have so far. Tell us what you think. And they've, like you said, Mike, for about the last 18 months, Numbskull's been doing that, right? Like they showed off Burger Time like 6 months ago. Like, hey guys, what do you think? Let us know if we need to change anything. And they took feedback from their viewers, right? And let's be honest, guys, AtGames, despite my personal feelings towards AtGames several times has said, here's something like the pinball machine. And the suggestions made by Facebook and Discord and YouTube audiences got implemented, right, to help make it better. I mean, guys, I'm fair. AtGames has improved things based upon audience feedback. Jong iArcade. Jong was going to release that ugly ass white iArcade, and the community said we want some licensed artwork on there, even though it's not an arcade shape. And he took that feedback and made it happen, right? Like, I like it when companies actually do that. You know what I mean? The site art is atrocious, Mike. I just saw this. $2, B Kirby. There you go. This is in that cool shit category. Make sure you guys check out Billy Woods Mods on YouTube. Billy Woods Mods is an upcoming YouTuber. He takes no shit from anyone. Go check out his channel. I'm a big fan of his channel. All right, Mike, that's it for Numbskull. What else you got for tonight? Because we're coming up on 1 hour and 18 minutes.
The magic number. Let me just go and double check because I did send you a bunch of stuff to talk about. Brooklyn Menace. We were going to talk a little bit about Arcanage, a new VR game that came out for the PSVR. Brooklyn Menace has done it.
Brooklyn's is still here. Is he here?
Brooklyn. Well, even if he's not here, I mean, it's fun to shout him out. We
got to get Brooklyn on the show again. We haven't had Brooklyn on in a long time.
We had Brooklyn on before? I've had him on my show.
I've had him on my channel. I don't know about guys. Have we never had Brooklyn on the dudes?
I don't think I've ever had him on the show. Not at least while I was here.
Huh.
I don't think so.
All right. So, anyways, he's been doing some great coverage on a new PSVR 2 game, Arcanage, new virtual reality game. So I don't know if you want to pull up the video I shared with you and just show off a little bit of it, but it looks like a really interesting adventure style game. So it's not out for Oculus, but if you have a PSVR,
he's live right now. He's live right now
playing Arcanage.
Yeah. So you know what we're gonna do? We are going to hop right in. And we are going to watch. Here he is, guys. He's live right now playing Arcanage.
Yeah.
Guys, do me a favor. Go to Brooklyn's live chat and tell him that his live gameplay is being restreamed on Super Game Room Dudes live right now. So here you go. So, Mike, I'll be honest. I know nothing about this game. Nothing about this
I don't know much about it either. Brooklyn's been the one saying this is the new game coming out. I watched a couple of videos talking about new VR games coming in 2025. So this is one of those, really fantasy style games that I think you'd really like, Dubs. So I don't know. Brooklyn's playing as some kind of green monster character there, but it's got some really cool first person adventure shooter elements. Looks like a fun game. I think I'll wait. I'm a cheap bastard. I'll wait for all VR games to go on sale before I'll play them. I'm not going to buy anything brand new. But this has got a lot of cool elements. Like you notice instead of just the hands, you can see the full arms. So a lot of cool features like that. Great graphics. Really interesting world. But, it's better to hear from Brooklyn. He's the person that's sunk tons of hours into playing it and playing it online. So go check out his coverage of Arcanage.
Yeah, make sure you guys check this out. What's interesting, Mike, is we've only been talking about VR a little bit, just a little bit,
a tool says it's all we talk about now.
I mean, we've only talked about VR a little bit, and people are getting worried. But it's interesting that, I haven't even made a VR video on my channel, Mike, but word spreads fast, and we got VR developers reaching out to us, guys,
That's true.
asking us to review their games as well as potentially be guests on the show. Would you guys like to have any of these developers come on to talk about their latest games? I mean, we don't have to make a dedicated show out of it. Maybe have them on for like 20 minutes or so. Let me know what you guys think. Give me a 1 in the chat if you want that to happen. Give me a 0 if you don't. But it's interesting how, just having some conversations and word gets around. It's interesting. So,
It just makes me so mad that you
I got some codes for some cool games to check out. And maybe we can get the audience codes for giveaways and stuff, that kind of shit. We like doing that stuff.
Oh, but if you buy a VR headset, you have to use Nostalgia's link. That's the only thing.
That's a good idea. I would appreciate that. Yeah, I would appreciate that.
But we've always had
So-
VR coverage here. I mean, me and Nostalgia did a partnership with Meta back in 2020, wasn't it, Nostalgia, where we got the Quest 2, and we did that Star Wars pinball VR video. Remember?
2021, yeah.
2021. So, I mean, this is not like new stuff. We didn't go wild with it, but I'm sorry, a lot of really good VR games have come out in the last little while. The technology's improved. Sorry, we're interested.
You're just a bandwagoner. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with you and P-Dubs, is that
a
you
month
guys
from now, they're not even going to play VR, and they're going to move on to the next thing. First day on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, we cover the news as it happens. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going to make a video now about something that happened 6 months ago unless there's something new to discuss about that thing that happened 6 months ago.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm
weird.
currently working on my buy stuff store, video that I did the videos for a year and a half ago. So I'm different. I'm different like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me just get this up, guys. I got
That's okay. That's
One
always the
second.
problem.
So anyways, guys, if you haven't seen, Nintendo Online actually released a pretty interesting game this past week. I think you guys might dig it. So coming up here, I just got their Twitter up, but we are going to make this full screen now and play it.
Zoom in.
Hit the fools.
What is this? What do we got, Mike?
Ridge Racer 64 is now on Nintendo Switch Online with online multiplayer. You can go back and play this hit from the Nintendo 64, a very interesting version of Ridge Racer, and play it with your friends online. That's pretty exciting.
Now, with this one, you're actually out of the cockpit view.
Yeah.
Like how most of the Ridge Racer
You can
games
choose,
are,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can switch. You always can switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ridge Racer. Yeah, I don't know what the button is on N64, but I think on like PSP, you just hit like the select button, and then it would change your point of view.
Well, I'm talking like the original arcade games. You couldn't switch from. You were stuck in the cockpit on the arcade games, not the console.
We're talking about console games, P-Dubs.
I know, it's nice to see this because I'll be honest, guys. As much as I love playing driving games, I like this view. The right behind the car view. I don't like the cockpit view. But what's funny is when I play flying games, which there's this big debate in the community whether or not there's one game's a racer or not, Mike. But let's not go there. But like when I play a cockpit game, like I'm playing
19K Fox is somewhere right now putting dirt on a grave saying Afterburner racing game. Go for
Afterburners are, some people are running around saying Afterburners a racing game when it's not. But when I play games like I've been playing, I told you guys it's actually on PlayStation Plus. Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, the old PS1 game, is on PS5 right now on PlayStation Plus, and I got downloaded and started playing it. I like doing the actual cockpit view for flying games.
That Star Wars
because you can
VR,
switch,
right?
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
Oh, Star Wars Squadrons.
Cool.
Yeah,
you can get it. It was on sale last week for $5 on PC, and then do the Steam link to your MetaQuest and play it online in VR.
Oh, that's really cool. But for some reason, when I play a driving game, I like to be behind the car. But when I play a flying game, I like to be in the cockpit. I don't know why. Just call me crazy. That's just how I operate.
I can go back and forth. It depends on the quality of the driving game.
Yeah, I'll switch all the time. I was just playing Ridge Racer when Mike, when you came on to the stream earlier. was playing.
I came into the stream to get the new Super Game Room Dudes video up, the HBO intro, and there was Carl. Like, I just put him on screen, and he was like, "Oh, baby, turn!"
Yeah. What's funny is
I never really played Ridge Racer. I didn't realize the car shifts like that on the turns, and spins all the way around, all that crazy stuff. So I was having a time on my buy stuff store racer mod or flyer mod.
JJ, I have it. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things is being able to play these games on the original controllers. But I mean, do you really need it? No. Does it bring back a wave of nostalgia and that familiarity of using that controller? Yes. So
Also, you're playing the game with the original controller it was designed for. So
yeah.
when it comes to the Nintendo Switch controllers, I just have the NES ones and the Sega Genesis ones. And those work really well when you're playing those Nintendo Switch online games. I never got the 64. Didn't that like sell out? Or is it
Real
like
quick.
available?
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
it
it's
still-
available now. Yeah.
It's available now. But I remember when that went up for pre-order, like people rushed.
gone
To
in
get that.
seconds.
Yeah,
Seconds.
And then I moved on with my life the way Mike should about Bad Dudes.
I'll never move on. I'm going to play fucking N64 after this.
I'm actually hopping on VR after this. Tomorrow, I'm excited. Tomorrow, I'm going to wrap up putting my pinball topper on my Labyrinth. So, funny
they sent you
story,
the
guys.
board?
Yeah, so funny story, guys. I had pre-ordered my Labyrinth topper for my Labyrinth pinball machine, and it arrived. And in the box is supposed to be a cable plus a little mini PCB board that all the cables that are from the topper they connect to this board, and then that board also connects to the other PCB boards. It makes the whole thing function. And they didn't pack it. It wasn't in the box. And sure enough, I opened a support ticket with them. I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm missing that little board. Could you send it out?" And they sent it out, and I got it now. So I'm gonna put that in and play with my tomorrow. I'm gonna be playing Labyrinth pinball because I'll have my goblins up and talking, making fun of me while we play. So I'm excited. Tomorrow's pinball day. Tonight, when we get off here, I'm playing VR, guys. That's what I plan on doing. What about you guys in the chat? What are you doing tonight after the Super Game Room Dudes?
Well, I'm going to be jumping back onto Horizon Call of the Mountain because I think I'm pretty close to the end now. I just caught up with my brother, just killed a Stormbird and a second Thunderjaw. And I also found out I've been playing the game completely wrong because I was wondering why my arrows never did any damage. Apparently, you got to pull the bow all the way back to get full effect on your arrows, which I wasn't doing. So, yeah, I'm going to hopefully put that to bed and then start in on Star Wars Tales of the Galaxy Edge, I think it's called.
Tales of the Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
So
I
Galaxy's
can see
Edge,
Mike
that-
playing his thing, and when he's using the bow and arrow, he's just like,
That's what I was doing. I was just like quick shots. It was like
Stupid.
Mike, for
my
the
gosh.
the people like us who I just got that PSVR headset and stuff. I get to play Galaxy's Edge for free. It's part of PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation Plus. You also get Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners,
That's
Part
a
1
good game.
and Retribution Part 2 is both there.
Nice.
Walkabout Mini Golf's on there for free. What is not super hot, but what's the other like gun game you like that?
Pistol
Nostalgia?
Whip.
Pistol Whip's on there for free. There's about
That's a
10
great
games
game.
in total. Yeah.
Oh, also, tomorrow night, guys, is the Royal Rumble. So for the wrestling fans out there, I'll be chatting it up in P-Dub's Place Discord during the Rumble. Hopefully we'll see some surprises. There's really only one thing I want to see. I think it's time. Real quick, and then we'll end the show. I think it's time we see her come back. I mean, her husband's there. He's back from injury. He's probably going to be one of the headline matches at WrestleMania. It's time during the Ladies Royal Rumble. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden we hear, "Let's light it up." And all of a sudden we see AJ Lee skipping down to the ring, in her little denim shorts and just skipping around the ring. It's time for AJ Lee to make a one-time appearance, even though she'll get in the ring and get eliminated in 30 seconds probably. It's time for AJ Lee to come back and give the fans what they want. Just one more appearance in the WWE.
I think that's cool, but I think there's another reason to watch the Rumble this year more than anything else. let's be honest, for the last like 20 years, the Rumble's been super predictable. Like you go into it knowing who's going to win, right? Like you're like, oh yeah, Ray's going to win.
Not
They've been
me.
killing the story. Yeah, that's because you don't watch. But
WCW sucks anyways.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, knock that shit out of there. Tell people to go to Michael B's Discord. I need the help.
No. No.
You could also join
Remember that
Dexter's Discord.
tumbleweed footage I showed?
That's Michael B's
So,
Discord.
Mike,
Gotcha.
True confessions. That tumbleweed video that I played earlier, that was actually from your Discord. That is
Yeah, that's true.
what's happening over there.
It's just me
CM
talking
Punk.
and nobody responding.
Is CM Punk actually back in the WWE?
Yeah.
Didn't he have like a huge blowout and
Absolutely.
then left?
We don't have time
Okay.
to talk about it, but yes.
But anyways, it's fun because
All
we
right,
don't know
that's
who's
it for
gonna win.
tonight.
Oh yeah!
Stop wasting
That's it
everyone's
for
time. Mike.
tonight. Carl, guys, it's Friday. I want to go play video games. Love you. Thanks for tuning in to Super Gamer and Dudes. Carl, whenever you're ready, send these people on their way. Light news week, but the fun is everlasting. Go ahead.
All right, guys. P-Dubs made me buy this Golf Plus game, and he has it, and we still haven't played yet. So maybe we'll get to play this weekend.
I got my golf club.
He's got his golf club, but we still haven't played. But so maybe that'll happen this weekend. But so we appreciate you. We love you, and we hope to see you on the web or in VR.